first judge for today's session, Akash sir, is here. Good afternoon, sir. Usually, the spotlight process consists of a presentation round, a group discussion round, each followed by a personal interview. But now, the participants will have to record their video presentations and they will be given feedbacks from our judges accordingly.
Let's get started with another personal round of Spotlight Season 8.
We are immensely happy to see all of you here, and we hope that you will learn and enjoy in this journey with us. As Mahatma Gandhi once said, a man is a product of his thoughts. What he thinks is what he becomes. Akash Lal Chandani sir, who is an alumni of IT department and a graduate of 2017 batch. He works at Extensia Technology as a business analyst and is the co-founder of Spotlight Committee. He was also the member of in season 2 and 3. We are immensely thankful for all your contributions, sir. Thank you for being here amongst your busy schedule, sir. We are really glad and are excited to have you on board today. We request all the participants once again to implement the suggestions and the tips given by our judges here. Also, do note the fact that our hotline is open for all your questions and queries. You can reach out to us through these numbers given in your chat box below. Also, these numbers are being available on your official WhatsApp groups.
Now, without any further ado, let's welcome our first participant for the day, Deepali Bhabad, and her topic is, should we continue with lockdown wedding methods? Welcome, Deepali. Wish you all the best. Over to you now, judges. You can unmute yourself and ask questions to Deepali.
Is this the first time you're coming to a forum like this for presenting?
Yes, sir. This is my first time in presenting something in such a platform.
Okay. I really liked, the confidence for a first time presentation, and I would encourage you to do it more, in future. Obviously, Spotlight is there, and there will be future, seasons for you to provide a platform to. And now coming to your presentation. A couple of feedback points that I also shared with the committee was that when you're presenting, it should go a little bit slow. The pace should be a bit slow as compared to, what the way that you have said it in the video. And the second thing that I was wondering is that the content you presented was really good, but there should be more of statistics involved. So I wanted to know from you, when you had this, when you were working on this presentation, did you get the content from the internet, or did you do some research? Was it 4 to 5 websites that you visited, or you just clipped the content from one single article? How did you do the research part of it?
Sir, initially I researched something on Google, and also in our society, means before 2 to 3 months my cousin's wedding was going on, and I got many contents and many plus points from that wedding, because I attended that wedding, my cousin's wedding, and also searched through various websites on the Google, in which the advantages of the lockdown wedding methods, or the rules that governments has restricted in this corona pandemic. Now I got to know about that through various websites, and also I contact my various friends and cousins who has married in this lockdown pandemic period. So I got many points from them also.
Okay, that's quite good. So when you're presenting, when you're creating a presentation like this, my suggestion would be if you could include the statistics in that. By statistics, I mean, when I saw your video, it said that the food gets wasted, or maybe there is a lot of pollution, or maybe the X number of factors that you mentioned, that in traditional type of weddings, when people come, so all of these things are problems in the society. So maybe if you could add some statistics to it. saying that, in a typical wedding, on an average, there are 200 people or 250 people that attend. This much amount of food gets wasted. So what happens is when you present it to a forum like this, or maybe when you're giving presentations in future to, to your company or to your teams, your teams, it becomes a selling point. People are more convinced when they see numbers that, अरे इतना waste हो रहा है, then that's the reason we should prevent, and we should have lockdown weddings where we will have limited number of people, and we will kind of reduce the impact that it is causing on the environment. And what was the intention of you picking up this topic in a forum like this? Like, what did you want to convey to your end, to your listeners? What did you want to convey, basically? I just wanted to know this from you.
I just want to convey that in our society we have such a typical idea about the wedding, that more number of invitees are getting invited, then the marriage would be considered as the better one, or the number of invitees and the food quality and the decoration, that all things, from that all things the family of the bride has to be judged by our society. Means if there is a good food, good decoration, or more expenses on the decoration, that etc., then the family would be considered as economically stable in our society, in a middle class society. So I want to convey that this typical idea should be changed, that this is a lot of waste of money in this things also, and there is also a lot of waste of time, because if we have to if we have to prepare a marriage for more than 1,000 people, means we are getting invited 1,000 people in our wedding, so we have to manage a lot of things, that means invitation card, and also food, some gifts for the invitees, and there is a lot of waste of time in this all this the management, and there can be a stressful management for families, because the both families has to arrange many things, that we can't consider each and each point here now, but there are many points such as clothes, means many things like food, and the kirana and that all things in our home. So this is a lot of time, a lot of waste of time. So we should change this typical idea about the wedding, and we should convey to our next generation that is something new, that we have to change this idea. That means in our society no one easily think about that, what is something different in this, means our parents, our father parents are going to be this since many years, so we should continue this, everyone think like this. But in this today's generation, that is 21st century, we should have such a small, or can we change the typical idea about this wedding. And I think that this can be a revolutionary change, because nowadays we see that many couples are opting for the court marriage or the destination wedding, means there are many, only 30 to 40 people are there in destination wedding, and they got their quality time for the bride and groom and also their families. So I think that this idea should be spread over in our society, that and our parents, grandparents, their thinking should be changed about this marriage.
So I totally agree with that point, and the way you spoke. So I believe that this call is being recorded. So the way you spoke about the intention of putting this across, this is the way that you should be presenting this entire PPT when you're doing it in a forum like this. It should be impromptu. It should be like you're speaking dynamically. You're not reading it in terms of bullet points or something like that. So it makes it more convincing when I listen to you this way. Second thing is, run your presentation through different types of audiences. So if you have some siblings at home or cousins, or maybe if you have parents, grandparents at home, or if you have some friends, you should run this presentation through them and see if it is convincing, then only give it. For initial presentations, you will have to do it that way. I would say, I cannot say that exact number is 15, ki 15 ke baad mein 16th presentation will be your best presentation. Nahi. But till 15 presentations in your life, you should be doing this kind of research. You should be collecting that kind of feedback from all of your close group, and then that will help you improve your presentation as well as your talking skills, and then that will actually improve your wherever you want to go in future. So either you want to pursue a job or you want to go into the civil services and stuff like that. It makes you more convincing in those manners.
Okay, sir. I will try my best for the next preparation or the next presentation. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Over to you,
Those-
Shiva.
Okay, those were some really great tips. Thank you, sir, for your valuable feedback, and thank you, Dipali. If anyone has any questions for Dipali or for our judges, please feel free to unmute yourself or put the questions in chat box.
I guess there are no questions. Okay, so moving on with the second participant for today's session, Hargun Singh
Thank you.
Kocher. Yeah, you're welcome, Dipali.
Thank you.
Moving on, yeah. Our second participant for today's session is Hargun Singh Kocher, and he is here with his topic of sperm data storage system. Sir, you can now question Hargun Singh. Good luck, Hargun.
Thank you very much. Respected judges, good afternoon, and the committee.
Hi, good afternoon, Hargun.
Yeah.
So if you know that I had requested the committee to, get back to you with some references to your presentation, because when I searched for this particular topic on the web, I did not get anything. So I saw this one article that you have shared, and I went through it. But a couple of feedback points before I actually start questioning you about it is that when you take, when you're giving a presentation like this, in a forum like this, it should be a topic of general interest, because as I also mentioned in the feedback points, and probably the team will be sharing it with you, is that firstly, the overtime thing, that is something that I did not appreciate, because the topic wasn't that of a general interest. If it would have been the topic, that Dipali had shared with us, that is something that I would like to read or learn about more, because that is something of a general interest. Not all the audiences will be comfortable. I'm not saying that it is a taboo topic, but it is something which is that may make some of the people uncomfortable to listen to. Because if you look at your presentation from another person's perspective, it something talks about how that data transfers would happen and something like that, how the security would be handled and stuff like that. That is something where you go into very deep sections of biology and the computers and stuff like that. Now, myself being from an IT background, I would understand it. Someone else who keeps interest into biology as well as computers may understand it, but someone who's from a civil background may not understand it. So that is something about feedback, for the topic. I'm not saying that you should not take it, but it would be more appreciated if you take something of a general interest.
Yeah.
Coming to your presentation skills, those were really good. The attire in which you were, giving the presentation, that was also really good. You took proper pauses, and you narrated the stuff like that. But the diagrams or real life, I'm aware that this topic that you chose is still, under study. So obviously, you may not get real life examples of it, but something more relatable to make it simple. So one way is that either you take a topic of general interest, other ways you explain it to the people like you're spoon feeding it to them. Okay, like the way our professors do, like they would take something of that we cannot understand at our level, they would break it into smaller pieces, and they would explain it to us. So something that you could also do for your topic in future. Not this topic, but any topic that you choose in future. Then, again, stick to the time that has been given, because when like it's decided to give you, you know, a 10 minutes time. Now when we have those presentations at, you know, in person, when we have these spotlight sessions in person, that is when we have these you know, bells that we ring at 5, 7 and 10th minute. So you have to stop, you have to stop. So being a video thing, you took advantage of it, which is okay. But for presentations that you will give in future, it won't be appreciated by everyone.
Yeah.
And yeah, again, so keep doing good in the you know, the way you give presentations. Now coming to the question and answers bit of it. So why did you think of choosing this topic?
Yeah, so basically, I do understand all the points suggestions given by you, but that was the basis of taking this topic. You know, when we talk about, like, as you said, the public is not comfortable, but when we think these things can become the future, the public needs to get comfortable. I thought I would be the medium for instruction of people so that, you know, if, see, when we talk about things in development, they excite us. But when, as you said, it might be a taboo, or when we consider, I do understand that. But the only motive of choosing this topic was that these things are and may become the future of, you know, will become the future of data storage. When we talk about data storage in general, अभी हम कोई भी laptop like कुछ भी खरीदने जाएंगे, any portable device, we look 1 TB storage, 32 MB, whatever it is. So storage is that thing that defines a perspective or defines a specification of a model, which is the, I would say, rather, it has become one of the only ways of communication in this pandemic. And we also know recording things, doing stuff, putting things all requires data, transferring of data, you know, just supplying things and some. So data is that one thing which is the component which is defining 2020 in general. And putting it and giving this some twist with respect to biology and how we ourselves can use ourselves to do these things was the motive that took me forward ahead with this project.
Fair enough. I mean, again, I'm saying that it's not purely taboo to take such a topic, but if you break it down to into simpler terms, or maybe use an alternative way of explaining it, it would make more sense to the audiences who are listening to it. Because if you,
I would just like to add that, yes, apologies, sir, I interrupted. The only thing is that, sir, the time limit was there. That is why I could not explain, because actually I did not take advantage of the time. It was that was the time which I had to literally give to explain the topic in general. Because if I could have just read the slides or given advantage, disadvantage, it would have been really unfair to the topic and to my presentation, because I could have not explained anything. So that was the bit of it.
In that case, in such scenarios, I understand. What you could do is, some of the aspects of this topic, you could keep it as an annexure. Now, the thing is that you explained the topic, you explained how the data transfer would happen if we, you know, go with this theory, or you know, bring this into practice, how we would secure the data, how the cloud computing would work, how you know, it would reform the social norms, and you know, in the lifestyle also, how it would affect, like, you know, people who alcohol and, you know, who take drugs or something like that. So how it would affect them, all of that you explained. And these things will happen in future when you give presentations. What you could do is the things like security, or you know, the portability and flexibility, all these stuff, you could keep it as an annexure, and you could maybe give some details, or very, you know, one-liner or two-liner details to it in the presentation, so that we can ask you question on those ends, and we can ask you, you know, how will you maintain security if you go with this one? You know, it makes it more interesting to the judge, or to the person who's also listening to your presentation, or think also, if you put everything in plate for the person, that is also good, but again, there is a time limit. So you explain the concept, and you say, you give it, you know, keep it as a, you know, desert for the person to think about it. How will he, you know, maintain the security aspect of it?
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
And yeah, and how many times have you given, you know, presentations in forums like this? Probably in your school days also you might have given.
Yeah, so I give a lot of presentations. I am very accustomed to this matter, but this is the first time I'm giving itself in a forum or a competition like this, but I'm usually accustomed to giving presentations, and I am like I do a lot of MUNs, and I'm very much used to this fact of putting my views forward, and debating is one of my hobbies and my curriculums, extra curriculums. So I am very much into this.
Okay. No, that's so you're on the right track. Just keep doing well. That's all I would like to say. And bring more of dynamic stuff into your presentation. Maybe it could be a diagram or some animation. So if you look at, I don't know whether committee we should be able to answer this, but have the participants looked at each other's videos and presentations or no?
No, sir. The participants have not seen each other's videos.
Okay. So probably, you could have some selective presentations and you could share it with other people as well, so that, it gives an insight as to how the other people are also. Now, obviously, everything may not be good in everyone's presentation, but you could pick some bits and bits of each, presentation and kind of implement it in your next presentation. It could be a GIF, it could be a small video to explain something like that. So I liked, there's another participant whose presentation I really liked, because he had more of dynamic stuff. While he's talking about it, I could see, the rocket actually launching or actually docking to the satellites and stuff like that. So something like that could also be part of your future presentations. But the template and everything was very well, arranged and put together. And the last feedback is you gave the reference later on when we asked for it, but it would be very good if you could add the references towards the footer of your presentation. It's always good to support your idea, saying that someone else has already thought about it, or this is something which is already under study and stuff like that. So it gives additional weightage to your presentation.
Sure, sir. I'll take care.
All right. That's all I have.
Thank you very much, sir.
You have any questions for me?
No, sir. No, it was wonderful interacting with you, sir. Thank you. So it is just that I would just like to say that this topic which I've taken, sir, I am into research, as my uncle is working with a biotech company in Delhi. His name is Kulmohan Mehta, and he's owning this firm. It's like an internship that I'm doing with him, because I plan to do bioinformatics ahead after my computer engineering. And this is a topic I have been pursuing since 2 years. So there's a lot of it, sir. I would really like to share information with it in detail as to what I think and what maybe we can connect later, sir.
Yeah, that would be really nice. And when you're giving this presentation also, if somewhere else, when you're going for pitching ideas or getting funding against this idea, you could say that you are into, you could not take the entire ownership of this idea, but you could say that you are actually bringing more insights as to saying that you are actually working on what you have done for contributing into this project.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for the questions, sir. They were really nice, and I'm sure the audience as well as Hargun will work on your suggestions and will make those required changes. Now we've got a question, and if anyone else also has question for Akash sir or for Hargun, you can unmute yourself and you can put them in chat box as well. We've got one question from Shreyas sir. He wants to ask that, sir, which are the best platforms for selecting data for a presentation, like Quora, Wikipedia, or are there any sites for searching the information?
So Quora, I would say, is the worst platform to get data because it's like a public forum. You post a question and anybody with a Quora account can go and add in, their response to it. And most of the times, those answers may or may not be backed up with a link to where they are actually answering this from. So Wikipedia, yes, again, but it's a public forum. Again, that information keeps on changing. So it's not that, it's completely approved by the party who's putting it there. So the best way is you could, get this information from data. So whenever you are looking for, let me take an example of the first participant, Dipali. As she mentioned that that due to the traditional ways of weddings, there are many X number of problems. So you could search for individual data points saying that a typical wedding has how many participants or attendees. So that data or that graph you could all get it from many websites. That data is already there, hosted by many websites. Now, then again, there could be another data point that you could suggest that how much food is wasted in an Indian wedding. So again, you could get that data point from another website. So there are many websites that would give you sample data sets, and you could take an average out of it and do your research saying that based on the different websites that I've referred to, this is the my understanding and research, and this is completely backed up by these 5 websites data that I got it from. So that would be more meaningful other than going to Quora or Wikipedia or to any other blog that is written on Medium or any such website. And
Okay,
does that
sir.
answer the question?
No, sir. I guess Shreyas, sir has properly explained the query you had, and even Hargun, he supports you. Has anyone else got any questions for sir or Hargun? Um, okay, I guess there are no questions then.
So now let's move on with our last participant for today's session, Lokesh Kumar Thakre, and he is here with the topic of space junk management. Good luck, Lokesh. Now you will be answering questions put forth by our sir. Sir, you can now unmute yourself and ask questions.
All right, thank you. Hi, Lokesh Kumar. I liked your topic, and this is not the first time at Spotlight that someone took this topic, because it's I won't say that it is completely into market. Many people are talking about it, but yes, it is somewhat. People have still started talking about it with SpaceX coming with their rockets that can land back after they put the satellite into the orbit. And I liked your presentation. It's just that you had a lot of content in form of verbiage that you had added. Now, but you also had animations and diagrams that were explaining how exactly this is carried out. But the point is that when you are giving in a presentation in this kind of a forum, whether it be Spotlight or any other place, there should be some intention to it. So I would like to ask you, what was your intention behind bringing or choosing this topic? Yeah, I
Hello.
can hear you.
Yes,
Yeah.
you are audible.
So, in my first year mechanical engineering, I had a subject called project-based learning. For that, every student needed to make a project and present it. So I had made the space junk project, and it got rejected because it could not be made into a physical one. It is a theoretical. I am a space geek, and I love things about space, and I have been learning those things. So therefore, I choose the space junk management to appeal to the peoples how important it is to stop to decrease the space junk and debris from the orbit. Though it is not a big crisis right now, but it could be in the near future. So that's why I choose the space junk management topic.
Okay. So when you do this, it should come out from your presentation that you are educating, your team or the people around you on this topic. There is no harm in picking topic of this, of this domain, because I believe that since we all are, into various branches of engineering, all of us somehow have, a good understanding of physics, chemistry, how these things work and stuff like that. So we know that, I mean, some or the other way, these kind of thoughts have passed our mind. So it's good that you chose this topic. but the intention should come out either towards the end or the start, that why I'm taking this topic is that I want to educate you, and the kind of I would say the space engineer sitting inside you, who who wants to know more about how we are trying to clean up the mess around that we have created in the past. And this is you, if it is a theoretical concept, you put it straightforward that this is still theory, this is still worked upon, but this is just to give you some insight and some background as to how we are trying to do it. Obviously, this is in no way complete, and probably there might be a completely different way to do it, but you should put it across at the start, and always also at the end as well. It should not happen that I mean, this is still like a public forum, but if you are giving this in front of investors who from whom you are asking for money to implement this idea, so they might say that if this is your study, give us some more practical examples of how you will do it, or give us some theoretical calculations and stuff like that. So that is something that you need to work on. So you need to just put it in at the start and at the end. Now the other thing is that your presentation was full of verbiage, so that is, you need to cut down the verbiage, you need to have bullet points. Were you reading from your screen, or like, did you have a script prepared, or how were you presenting it? Did you have everything
I
in
didn't
mind?
I didn't have the script. I was just going through the points and explaining it.
Okay. So I liked the way you were. I mean, the pace was good, and the highs and lows were also good. The only thing is that it should be more sellable to whosoever you are talking to. So it's your idea, or you have worked on this presentation, so it should come out that way. Okay. And towards the end, probably you could ask a question to the audiences, or who's, even if it is a video, you can ask that question, so that the end person or the end user who's actually listening to this or watching this, they will be left with a thought, and they, for maybe half an hour or 1 hour, they will still think about your presentation, that what could be an alternative way to do this, or maybe are we creating more pollution by doing the space junk management or not. I mean, just any random question related to this topic that gives a thinking point, or puts some cycle of thought into the viewer's mind. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I would suggest the committee, they would if they can share some very well written presentations with you, so that you can also see how you can improvise on the presentation skills. I mean, the way you create the presentation, and when you're actually one thing that I would like to really appreciate is, I saw one of these slides had a hand-drawn diagram. So that is something. Did you draw it, or was it from somewhere on the web?
No, the concept I had mentioned two ways there. The grapple fixture one, and the other was net one. So the first concept was I prepared the first concept, and the second net one was a NASA concept. They were developing the net one. So first was completely off mine. I had designed the drawings.
Okay. No, I really liked that hand drawing thing, because that is something that will, if you're going for a job or any place where you have to give these presentations day in and out, it is really appreciated if you draw these hand drawn diagrams, because digitizing those diagrams, yes, we have tools, but that takes time. Putting hand drawn diagrams and putting that thought into people's mind, saying that I have this concept and I want to bring it into action or bring it into discussion, is really helpful. So I really appreciate, keep doing that in your presentations, and just clean up the presentation, run Grammarly or spell check before you submit your presentation. That is something that I would leave you with. And my my next question is that would you be participating in future, not just in Spotlight, but other places as well? Like, does this experience boost your confidence or no?
Yeah, I will try to participate. I'm not a public speaker. This was my first presentation in such a forum. So I was a little bit awkward during my presentation. So I will try to participate more and more and improve my presentation skills.
That is really good. And I saw that you have actually clipped one part of the video and probably resumed and attached the second part somewhere. So in actual presentations, you may not get that second chance. So try doing it in one go and give more presentations. Very many people, I have heard them say that, who are really nice speakers, they say that, we give presentations in front of a mirror and something like that. It may sound very funny or dumb at first, but that really helps because you see your own facial expressions when you give that, and it helps you improve. And the feedback that I gave to the other members also, so try implementing that. Get your closed group to verify or review the presentation, present it in front of them also, and then come to a forum. And I would like to see you in the next season of Spotlight.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Those were some really good suggestions, sir. Now, if anyone has any questions for Lokesh Kumar or our judges, unmute yourself. Also, your questions are welcome in our chat box below.
I see a couple of questions, so maybe I can take it up one by one, if that's okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I think Janvi has asked,
Okay, sir.
are there any specific techniques that we can implement to improve our presentation skills or our content delivery? I would suggest the feedback that I gave to all the members is that firstly, look at the presentations that people make in TED Talks. You will learn to the way they create those presentations. Sometimes they don't even create a deck. It is just a slideshow of different images. So your presentation could also be a slideshow of images. When it comes to the content delivery, it should be the worst way to give a presentation is to narrate the points that you have added into the slides. You should know at what point what you will be speaking. So when in professional presentations, usually you are given a mouse pointer and the screen is behind you, so you cannot see what has been projected there. Sometimes you have a screen in front of you, but most of the times the screen is behind you. So if that is the case, you should never look at the screen. Your mouse pointer and your content delivery should be in such great sync that you know what is the next slide, what I have to speak on this. When you are doing this content delivery, it should never be one-sided. So I will take that one back. It's not that it should always be. It should never be one-sided. It's not like that. It depends upon the audiences also. So if you are giving a presentation to share an idea or to discuss, which maybe if you're doing a corporate job and you're presenting an idea, and following that presentation there will be a brainstorming session. At that point of time, your presentation should be interactive. If you're educating the people, if you're just telling them that this is the concept, this is something that is being studied upon, and I just want to educate you or bring it this into your mind and make your thinking cycles run. In that case, it can be 80 to 90% one way, with one or two questions that you can ask in between to keep your audiences engaged. The last thing that I would like to leave you with is close your presentations on an imagination or a question. Last time when I was judging Spotlight, one of the topics was that can we leave Earth and start moving to live on Moon? And I mean, the presenter had explained the concept really well and how we will be going, how many ships we would need, airships and stuff like that. So all of that he explained. But the only thing that I was expecting from him was that towards the end, there should be some question that will leave the audiences with an imagination that, maybe it could be a time-based question like, what do you think by 2030 or 2050? Is there a chance for us for us to move to moon, or maybe if not moon, where else? Something like that. So it kind of creates an imagination and leaves the audiences with something. So these are a couple of pointers that you can implement, and apart from the feedback that I've given to the other participants. So that is to answer Janvi's question. Then Umesh has asked, sir, how can we choose the best topic for presentation and how to increase the presentation skills? So I think improving the presentation skills is something that I already talked about. But how can we choose the best topic for presentation? This is a very subjective question. If you're talking in a public forum like this, whether it is Spotlight, whether it is MSP, or it is any other, public forum like the ITIAZA or McHaven or all these platforms that college provides you, all of these should have a topic that you can choose of a general interest. Okay, and it is something that people will relate to. So if you're doing it in a mechanical department, I mean, so you will know that 90% of the folks will be boys, and if you know your class or if you know your juniors, seniors, if they are if you guys share a common interest in cricket, so maybe you could choose something that will be somewhere or the other related to cricket. So you will see that audience is also participating or discussing the topic, answering your questions and stuff like that. Now, if you're doing a presentation in a competition where you don't know how your audiences are, again, the topic should be of general interest. It should not be politically biased. It should not be a taboo topic. It should not be something that may hurt someone's sentiments, because if that is if that is something that you want to do, it may affect your scoring in a very negative way. Even if your content delivery was great, even if the presentation, you have put together all the facts, you have put all the references that so and so government is not doing a good job at in so and so city and something like that, and you have backed it up with so much of data and everything you have done to make your content delivery look really nice. But if it is hurting someone's sentiment, if the person sitting in front of you who's judging you belongs to is in favor of that particular government, he will absolutely not like it, and he will say that no, I will whatever happens, I will not be fair with this person and give him a bad score. So it should be balanced. And obviously, if you're when you go for a job or if you're going for civil services, so the topic will be something that you're actively working on. So I don't need to tell you about that. So that is about Umesh. And I think about Akanksha's question, sir, we can share computer codes on Geeks for Geeks. So it's an open platform for sharing your code. So world can share their codes, share their thoughts on it. Is there any platform sharing your presentations like Geeks for Geeks? SlideShare is one. So if you have an account on LinkedIn, you can go to SlideShare, and people who have given corporate presentations or any kind of presentations, you can go to SlideShare and you can get those presentations. You can if you have a premium account, you can download them and use them if you want to. There are many other websites. If you just search for a topic, let's say demonetization, or maybe if you want to search for a topic, let's say lockdown, lockdown education, you just say lockdown education PowerPoint presentation, and maybe you want it just for limited to Indian audiences, so you just add in those keywords. And there are many websites that will openly give you ready-made content or ready-made presentations. It is, I won't suggest you using them as is, because it will not give you the feel of something that you're presenting yourself. So I would really suggest, if you could do it, if you add something of your own into the ready-made content. So that is something for Akanksha.
Okay, sir. I would like to thank the audience for asking these questions, and thank you so much, sir, for sharing this information. I'm sure the audience will be able to implement these suggestions right away. Also, sir, about your question regarding sharing the presentations with the other participants. So we do share the best presentation so that the other participants can learn from the presentation as well. So, yes, sir.
That would be really helpful. And if let's say, if some of the participants do not want their presentation to be shared with other people, probably I would suggest if you could create a guideline of, or maybe best practices for, creating a presentation. It could include points like, arrange in bullets, add graphics, add diagrams, support with references, something like that. You create a checklist and you share that checklist with your existing as well as your future participants, so that they can create better presentations even before they submit it to you for review.
Sure, sir. That's a really nice suggestion. Thank you so much. With this, sir, we come to an end of our third question answer session. Also, sir, I'd like to seize this moment to thank you on the behalf of Spotlight Committee, our participants, and the audience for your time amidst your busy schedule, for gracing this event and for asking questions to our participants.
You don't need to thank me, because as I mentioned to the committee before, that I have been a part of Spotlight since a long time now. So I would be really happy to help anybody who needs genuine help, either in improving their content delivery or in their presentation making skills. I can share my email address. You can get in contact with me. Either directly or via the committee, anything works for me, not an issue at all. And I can reply or connect with you. So you don't need to thank me for anything.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much for having such a huge heart, sir. We'll surely contact you if we need any help, sir. And I'm sure, sir, all the suggestions that you gave right now, the participants will benefit from this. We really enjoyed your presence, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.